Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night? Not once, not twice, but again and again, stumbling toward the bathroom, your sleep shattered, your body heavy, and your heart quietly whispering, "Why can't I just sleep peacefully?" Now imagine this. What if the answer to those broken nights wasn't hidden in a pill bottle or some complicated medical test, but in something as small as the nuts you eat before sunset? Yes. That tiny bowl of nuts on your table, so harmless, so ordinary, might be the secret reason why your bladder keeps calling you at 1 a.m., 3 a.m., and just before sunrise. But here's the twist. While some nuts are silently stealing your rest, others are like hidden healers, calming your bladder and giving you the gift of deep, uninterrupted sleep. And tonight, we're not just talking about food, we're talking about freedom. Freedom from nights broken by urgency. Freedom from mornings that feel heavy instead of fresh. Freedom from that quiet frustration that so many elders across the world, especially in India and the USA, carry but rarely speak about. Stay with me because in the next few minutes I will reveal 5 powerful nuts that protect your sleep like gentle guardians, and 5 common ones you must avoid at night, because they may be the silent thieves of your peace. But before we reach that revelation, let me take you on a small journey, a journey into your own body, your own habits, and the mysterious connection between nuts, your bladder, and your night's rest. But before we begin, can I ask you a small favor? If you find even one helpful idea in this video, please tap that like button and subscribe to Baligh Wisdom. Why? Because your one small action could be the reason another elder, perhaps sitting in another part of the world, finally sleeps through the night without waking 3 or 4 times. And trust me, that's a gift worth sharing. Now, let's unlock this mystery together. Close your eyes for a moment and picture this. You've had a long day. Perhaps you spent the afternoon with your grandchildren, or maybe you worked in the garden, or simply sat with your newspaper and chai, quietly watching the sun sink into the horizon. By the time you lie down in bed, your body sighs with relief. The fan hums softly above, or perhaps the air conditioner purrs in the background. You close your eyes, whisper a prayer, and drift toward rest. But then, it begins. At 1 a.m., your bladder whispers, "Wake up." You sigh, swing your legs off the bed, and walk to the washroom. You return, lie down again, and tell yourself, "Maybe now I can sleep." But at 3 a.m., it happens again. And then just before sunrise, once more. You wake up not refreshed, but drained. And in your heart, you quietly accept, this is age. This is how it is now. But what if I told you it doesn't have to be this way? Because hidden in your kitchen shelf are tiny foods, nuts and seeds, that can either worsen this cycle or break it completely. And the difference between the two is often just about knowing which ones to eat and when. So tonight, let us begin with the first 2 guardians of your sleep. The first 2 nuts that may hold the key to fewer bathroom trips and more peaceful hours of rest. Nut number 1, almonds, badam. The calming guardian. For centuries, almonds, badam, have been more than just food in Indian households. They've been memory boosters for children, energy givers for workers, and quiet strength for elders. But what many Don T realize is that almonds have a secret role. They can gently calm your bladder. How? Almonds are rich in magnesium and vitamin E, 2 nutrients that act like soft blankets for the muscles around your bladder. You see, as we age, those muscles become more reactive. They send signals even when the bladder isn't really full. That's why you may wake up for just a few drops of urine, but almonds help relax those muscles. They whisper to your bladder, "It's okay. Stay calm. Don't send false alarms." This small relaxation means fewer unnecessary wake-ups, fewer false signals, and deeper, more continuous sleep. But almonds do more. They also stabilize your blood sugar levels, which is especially crucial if you have diabetes or pre-diabetes. Why does that matter? because unstable sugar levels can cause restless nights and sudden wake-ups. By keeping your body steady, almonds also keep your sleep steady. The best way to eat almonds: not straight from the fridge, not raw, not salted. Instead, soak 5 to 7 almonds overnight, peel them in the morning, and eat them around 5 out or 6 p.m. This timing allows your body to absorb their goodness before digestion slows down at night. And here's a small secret. When almonds are eaten soaked, their natural enzymes activate, making them even gentler on your digestion. So the next time you wonder why your bladder woke you up, ask yourself, did you give it the calm it needed with a few soaked almonds before sunset? Nut number 2, fox nuts, macana, the lightest snack for the heaviest sleep. Now, let's talk about something uniquely Indian: macana, or fox nuts. In Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, and Bengal, elders have long relied on macana as their evening snack. Why? Because it is perhaps the most bladder-friendly nut you can eat at night. Unlike peanuts or salted cashews, macana is light, oil-free, and non-diuretic. That means it doesn't push your kidneys into overdrive, and it doesn't irritate your bladder. Instead, it sits gently in your stomach, offering protein, calcium, and calm energy, without disturbing your sleep. In fact, macana has a secret power. It reduces pressure on the lower abdomen, which means your bladder isn't squeezed unnecessarily while you sleep. That's why so many elders across India find themselves sleeping longer and deeper when they switch their evening snack from peanuts to macana. The best way to eat macana: roast a small bowl lightly in ghee, add a pinch of cumin, jeera, and enjoy it around 6 p.m. Not too late, not too heavy. Just light, warm, and comforting. Imagine this. Instead of waking up thirsty at 2 a.m. because salted peanuts forced you to drink more water, you wake up refreshed at 6 a.m. because macana let your body rest in peace. The hidden warning. Now here's the part that will surprise you. While almonds and macana can be your allies, not all nuts are your friends. In fact, some of the most popular ones, yes, the ones you probably snack on while watching TV or chatting with family, are the very reason your nights are broken. And in part 2 of this journey, I'll reveal the other 3 nuts that protect your sleep, but also begin to uncover the hidden enemies, the nuts that silently irritate your bladder and steal your rest. But before we go there, let me ask you, have you noticed a pattern? Do you wake up more often on the nights you eat certain snacks? Share your experience in the comments, because your story might help another elder recognize their own hidden trigger. And if you're finding value in these gentle tips, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Baligh Wisdom. Your support doesn't just keep this channel alive, it brings hope, comfort, and dignity to elders who deserve peaceful nights. The Gentle Healers. 3 more nuts that protect your sleep. Earlier, we uncovered 2 gentle guardians of your sleep, almonds and macana, quiet, powerful friends that calm your bladder and protect your rest. But here's the truth. They're not the only ones. Nature, in her kindness, has placed other treasures in your kitchen. Tiny foods that soothe, heal, and guard your nights like invisible caretakers. Tonight, we meet 3 more of these treasures. 3 more nuts that may hold the key to reducing those painful midnight bathroom trips. And I promise, what you're about to hear may surprise you, because one of these nuts has been sitting in your home all along, quietly waiting for you to rediscover it. So let's begin. Nut number 3. Walnuts. Akhrout. The night balancer. When you look at a walnut, its wrinkled shape, its curved folds, it almost looks like the human brain. And that's not an accident. For centuries, healers in Ayurveda and Unani medicine believed walnuts carried special energy for the mind, and today, modern science agrees. But here's something you may not know. Walnuts don't just feed your mind, they also calm your nights. How? Walnuts are rich in melatonin, the very hormone your body uses to control sleep. As we age, our natural melatonin levels drop. That's why many elders find themselves falling asleep later, waking up too early, or not sleeping deeply at all. But a small handful of walnuts in the evening can gently boost your melatonin, telling your body, it's time to rest, it's time to heal. But walnuts offer another gift. They are packed with omega-3 fatty acids, which reduce inflammation. Why does this matter? Because an inflamed bladder or prostate, especially common in older men, is one of the biggest reasons for nighttime urgency. By cooling that inflammation, walnuts quietly reduce those sudden 2 a.m. wake-up calls. How to eat them? Keep it simple. 1 or 2 walnut halves around 6 n or 7 p.m. Not more because walnuts are heavy, but just enough to remind your bladder and brain, tonight you may rest. So, the next time you crack open an akrot, don't just think of it as food for your memory. Think of it as medicine for your midnight peace. Nut 4, pumpkin seeds, kadu kabiji, the bladder shield. This nut is often ignored, thrown away with the vegetable scraps. But in truth, pumpkin seeds, kadu kabij, are one of the most powerful protectors of the aging bladder. Here's why. Pumpkin seeds are rich in zinc, a mineral your prostate and bladder need like oxygen. In fact, studies show that low zinc levels are directly linked to overactive bladders and prostate problems. That means zinc isn't just a nutrient, it's a shield. And pumpkin seeds are one of the richest natural sources. But there's more. Pumpkin seeds also contain a special plant compound called phytosterols. These compounds reduce swelling in the prostate, for men, and ease irritation in the bladder, for both men and women. The result? Less pressure, fewer urges, and more control at night. How to eat them? Take 1 tablespoon of pumpkin seeds, lightly roast them without salt, and chew them slowly in the evening. You don't need more. Just a small daily habit, and within weeks your bladder may start to feel calmer, quieter, lighter. So the next time someone throws away pumpkin seeds, remember, they're throwing away nature's shield against sleepless, broken nights. Nut number 5, pistachios, pista, the quiet strengthener. Now let's move to something a little more joyful, pistachios. Bright green, cheerful, often eaten during festivals or celebrations, but behind their color and flavor lies a secret that elders will appreciate deeply. Pistachios are rich in potassium and magnesium, which together act as natural relaxants for the muscles of your urinary tract. That means your bladder doesn't spasm unnecessarily, your kidneys don't overwork, and your urine flow stays smooth instead of urgent. But pistachios offer another surprising gift. They improve blood circulation. Why does this matter for nighttime urination? Because poor circulation in the lower body, common in elders, leads to fluid buildup in the legs during the day. And when you lie down at night, all that fluid returns to your bladder, forcing you awake. By improving circulation, pistachios reduce this hidden problem, letting your body release fluids more evenly, not just at night. How to eat them? 10 unsalted pistachios in the afternoon or early evening. Not late at night because they still carry energy, but just enough to keep your bladder calm, your circulation strong, and your nights peaceful. Why your bladder wakes you now, before we move to the darker side, the nuts you must avoid, it is important to understand why your bladder keeps waking you at night. Because when you know the reason, you gain the power to change it. There are 3 main causes. Aging bladder muscles. With age, these muscles lose elasticity. They send false alarms, telling you the bladder is full when it isn't. Fluid shifts. During the day, fluid builds up in your legs. At night, when you lie down, it flows back into circulation, filling your bladder at the wrong time. Hidden irritants. Certain foods and drinks, especially salted or roasted nuts, act like sparks, irritating your bladder and forcing you awake. But here's the hopeful truth. With the right foods, like the 5 nuts we've just uncovered, you can calm those muscles, balance your fluids, and reduce those irritations. It won't happen overnight, but with consistency, you may notice real change in just a few weeks. The warning. But listen carefully now. Because just as there are nuts that heal, there are nuts that harm. And chances are, you've been eating them without realizing the price. These nuts are the hidden thieves of your rest, the silent reasons your bladder pulls you awake again and again. In the next part of this journey, we will expose them. We will name them, explain why they irritate your bladder, and show you how to replace them with better choices. So stay with me, because what comes next may shock you. It may even explain why your nights have been broken for years. But before we move forward, I want to ask you something. If you're watching this far, it means you care about your health, your peace, and your future. So please, hit the like button, subscribe to Baligh Wisdom, and share this video with at least one friend or family member who also struggles with nighttime urination. Because together, we can bring dignity, rest, and healing back into the nights of millions of elders around the world. The hidden enemies. 5 nuts that steal your sleep. We've just met 5 gentle healers: almonds, macana, walnuts, pumpkin seeds, and pistachios, foods that calm the bladder and protect your sleep. But as I promised, not all nuts are friends. Some are quiet enemies hidden in plain sight, sitting in jars on your kitchen counter or in shiny packets at the grocery store. They may taste delicious, they may even look healthy, but for elders battling nighttime urination, these nuts are like sparks thrown on a weak flame. Tonight, let's unmask them. Let's meet the 5 harmful nuts that secretly irritate your bladder, disturb your kidneys, and steal your rest. Harmful nut number 1. Salted peanuts, the silent irritant. Peanuts. Cheap, tasty, available everywhere. But here's the danger. Most peanuts are roasted and heavily salted. That salt is your bladder's worst enemy. Why? Because excess sodium pulls water from your tissues, forcing your kidneys to work harder and producing more urine, especially at night. Imagine this. Uncle Kareem, 72 years old, eats a handful of salted peanuts every evening while watching TV. He doesn't realize that those peanuts are filling his bladder like a leaking tap. By 2 a.m., he's up, shuffling to the bathroom, half asleep, risking a fall. All because of the salt in those innocent-looking nuts. Lesson? If you love peanuts, only eat them raw and unsalted, and in small amounts. Otherwise, they'll keep your nights restless. Harmful nut number 2. Cashews, the sweet trap. Cashews are soft, buttery, sweet. But for elders with weak bladders, they're a hidden trap. Here's why. Cashews are high in oxalates, compounds that increase the risk of kidney stones. And kidney stones are not just painful, they also irritate the bladder lining, triggering frequent urges. Cashews are also very dense in fat, which makes digestion heavy and slow at night. That heaviness can lead to reflux, poor sleep, and, yes, more bathroom visits. Think of Auntie Saida, who enjoys cashews with her evening tea. She thinks they're harmless, but her bladder keeps calling her back. The truth is, it's not age alone. It's the cashews making her bladder more sensitive. Harmful nut. Number 3. Hazelnuts, the caffeine cousin. Hazelnuts, often used in chocolates and coffee creamers, carry a surprising irritant, natural stimulants that behave a little like caffeine. Now, what does caffeine do? It makes the bladder more active, the kidneys filter faster, and your mind more alert. Exactly what you don't need at night. That's why elders who nibble on hazelnut chocolates or spreads often report broken sleep. The bladder feels overexcited, sending unnecessary signals. So while hazelnuts may look small and innocent, they carry a restless energy that keeps your nights fractured. Harmful nut number 4. Flavored and fried. Nut mixes, the hidden poison. This one is sneaky. Supermarkets love selling party mixes, nuts fried in oil, coated with spices, masala, or caramel. They look fun, festive, delicious, but for your bladder, they're poison. Here's why. Excess salt, more urine, artificial spices, bladder irritation, refined sugar coatings, blood sugar spikes that make you thirsty, forcing more fluid intake at night. It's a triple attack on your sleep. Imagine Grandpa Irfan, 68, who snacks on spicy nut mixes after dinner. By midnight, his bladder feels like it's on fire. He doesn't yet realize it is not just aging, it is the chemicals and salt in that fun snack. Harmful nut number 5, Brazil nuts. The overdose risk. Brazil nuts are famous for being rich in selenium, a mineral your body needs in tiny amounts. But here's the catch. Too much selenium is toxic, and just 2 to 3 Brazil nuts already cross the safe daily limit. For elders, excess selenium can lead to nausea, stomach upset, and kidney strain. And when the kidneys are under pressure, guess what happens? More urine, more urgency, more broken nights. So while Brazil nuts are often marketed as superfoods for seniors with weak bladders, they're more like ticking time bombs. Why these nuts hurt now? Let's step back. Why do these 5 nuts disturb your nights? The reasons fall into 3 simple categories. Salt overload, like peanuts, nut mixes, pulls water, fills bladder. Bladder irritants, like cashews, hazelnuts, flavored nuts, make muscles spasm. Overload of hidden compounds, like Brazil nuts, selenium, cashews, oxalates, stress kidneys, disturb sleep. For a young person, the body handles it. But for elders, with weaker bladders and slower kidneys, these irritations feel 10 times stronger. The hidden cost. Think of this clearly. Every time you get up at 1 a.m., 3 a.m., 5 a.m., your body loses deep sleep. Your brain misses the time it needs to clean away waste, your memory weakens, your mood darkens, your risk of falling increases, and all of this sometimes because of a handful of the wrong nuts. Isn't that a cruel price for such a small habit? The promise of healing. But don't worry. Nature is fair. For every harmful food, she offers a healing one. For every irritation, she offers a calm. We've uncovered the 5 harmful nuts. We've seen how they secretly disturb your bladder and your sleep. But this is not the end. Because in the next part of our journey, we will reveal the final strategies, the exact routines, combinations, and timings that allow elders to not just eat wisely, but to finally sleep deeply through the night. Imagine this. A life where you sleep 6-7 hours straight without that painful shuffle to the bathroom. Where you wake up refreshed, light, steady. Where nighttime urination is no longer your jailer, it is possible. And in the next chapter, we'll show you how. So don't miss it. Stay with us, because your nights and your life are about to change. The Healing Blueprint, Secrets for Restful Sleep. After 60, a future without nighttime urination. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine this. You go to bed at 10 p.m. The sheets are cool, the pillow soft, the fan hums above, your body sinks into the mattress, and your eyelids grow heavy. Hours pass, but unlike before, you don't wake up at 1 a.m., or 3 a.m., or 5 a.m. Instead, you wake naturally with the morning light. The first thing you feel? Peace. The second? Energy. And the third? Gratitude. Because finally, your nights belong to you again. This is not just a dream. It is possible. And in this final part, I will share with you the exact blueprint, a step-by-step plan combining food, timing, posture, and habits that elders across the world are using to reclaim deep, restful sleep. Step 1. The Golden Timing Rule. The first secret is not what you eat. It is when you eat. Dinner before 7 p.m. This single shift is like magic. Eating late keeps your stomach heavy, pushes the diaphragm upward, and irritates your bladder. But when you eat early, your body finishes digestion before bed, leaving your bladder calm. Avoid watery foods after 6 p.m. Cucumbers, watermelon, oranges, thin soups. They're healthy, but not at night. They load your bladder and guarantee multiple bathroom trips. Elder tip: imagine your bladder as a guest house. At night, it wants silence. Don't flood it with late visitors. Step 2. The Evening Nut Ritual. We already know the good nuts. almonds, macana, pistachios, pumpkin seeds, walnuts, and the bad ones, salted peanuts, cashews, hazelnuts, mixes, Brazil nuts. But here's the deeper wisdom. It's not just choosing the right nut, it's combining them wisely. The Bladder Calm Mix, ideal at 5:30, 6 p.m. 5 soaked almonds, peeled. A handful of lightly roasted macana, 1 teaspoon pumpkin seeds, 1 pistachio or walnut for variety. This small, balanced plate keeps you full, provides magnesium to relax bladder muscles, reduces evening hunger so you avoid late-night snacks. Step 3. The Liquid Curfew. This may be hard at first, but it is powerful. No fluids after 8 p.m. Not tea, not milk, not soup. Only a few sips of water for medicine. Why? Because your kidneys slow down at night. Extra fluids keep them active, forcing urine production just when your body wants to rest. A simple trick. If your throat feels dry, rinse your mouth instead of drinking a full glass. The brain feels the same comfort, but your bladder stays calm. Step 4. The Bedtime Calming Ritual. Many elders don't realize this. Your mind and bladder are connected. Anxiety or restlessness can trigger your bladder to misfire, making you feel you need to urinate even when it's not full. So here's a bedtime ritual. Gentle breathing. Inhale for 4 counts, exhale for 6. Repeat 5 times. Warm compress. Place a warm cloth on your lower abdomen for 5 minutes. This relaxes bladder muscles. Gratitude thought. Whisper one thing you're thankful for. Gratitude lowers stress hormones, which calms your body's signals. Step 5. The sleeping position secret. Yes, how you sleep matters. Best position, left side. Why? Because it reduces pressure on the bladder and improves kidney circulation. Worst position, on your stomach. It pushes down on the bladder. Pro tip. Place a soft pillow between your knees to align your spine and reduce night restlessness. Step 6. The morning reset. What you do in the morning decides your bladder's rhythm at night. Hydrate early. Drink most of your water before 2 p.m. so your bladder is active in the day, calm at night. Walk in sunlight. 20 minutes of morning sun resets your circadian rhythm, improves vasopressin, the hormone that reduces night urine, and strengthens bones. Light breakfast. Avoid heavy oily foods in the morning. They strain digestion and kidneys. Story of hope. Uncle Ravi. Let me share a story. Uncle Ravi, 69, from New Jersey, used to wake up 5 times every night. He thought it was just age. But after following this routine, early dinner, the evening nut mix, fluid curfew, and left side sleeping, he reduced his bathroom trips to just once. Within a month, sometimes none. The change in his face was unbelievable. His daughter said, "Papa, you look younger." And he laughed and said, "No, Beta, I just look rested." That is the power of these small, loving changes. A gentle request. Dear friends, you've stayed with me through this journey, through the healing nuts, the harmful ones, and the routines that bring peace. And if you're still here, it means you value your health, your dignity, your sleep. So I have 2 gentle requests. Like this video, not for me, but so YouTube knows this topic matters and can show it to another elder silently struggling tonight. Subscribe to our channel, Baligh Wisdom. Every week we bring you calm, science-backed tips designed for elders to make your life lighter, calmer, and more joyful. Because you deserve nights of rest, mornings of energy, and days filled with hope. The poetry of peace. As you lie in bed tonight, remember, your body is not broken. It is simply asking for care. Care through timing, through food, through rest. Your bladder is not your enemy. It is your messenger, guiding you toward balance. And with these small steps, choosing the right nuts, respecting your rhythms, calming your evenings, you can write a new chapter. A chapter of restful nights, fresh mornings, and days filled with quiet joy. So tonight, As the fan hums and the stars shine, may your sleep be unbroken, may your heart be calm, and may peace find you gently, as it always should. Good night, dear friend.